Hello, and welcome to episode 129 of the Wrasslecast. I'm your host, Don Delarente, and I'll let you know that the Wrasslecast can be found every week at www.cspn.us. You can also find us on our Tumblr page at thewrestlecast.tumblr.com, and you can also find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, and wherever else podcasts can be subscribed to and downloaded. Of course, I'm joined by the First Lady of the Wrestlecast, the lovely Miss Dee Dee Jonay.
Hey, friends.
Hello, friend. How are you?
Yo,
I'm good. I'm good.
That's good. That's good. And our special guest tonight is none other than Mr. Don underscore Victor. What's going on, Don?
hey, not much. What's going on with you?
Good, man. Good. Glad that you could have us join us here on the Wrestlecast. Glad we could
Thanks for having.
get you on.
Thank you. Thank you. Actually,
No problem, no problem. Now, those of you that join us in the hashtag Rawcast live tweets and the hashtag SmackDown Matters live tweets may know this gentleman's handle. He's world renowned for throwing up the Jordan cry faces on the various losers during the big events or the big happenings during the broadcast. So, provides much entertainment inside the live tweets. So,
I try.
now, Now, since this is your first time on the show, of course, we'd like to get your origin story, kind of what got you into wrestling, what you grew up watching, and some of your favorites.
Sure. Nobody really got me into it. I kind of just stumbled upon it back in '96. This was WCW, and it was like the Harlem Heat. So I was like, "The hell is this?" And I was like, "This ain't bad." So I just kept watching, and I was hyped. I was like, "Oh, I like them." And then I just kept watching and watching. It was perfect because it was like 8 to 10. It's like my bedtime was like 10 o'clock at the time, so I could do that. And then I discovered WWF, WWD now, but it's like dead smack in the middle of the Attitude Era. So back then like you was trying to keep up with the 9 o'clock and all that kind of stuff. So and also sneaking trying to cross that 10 o'clock hour. But yeah, I was watching that. Then I was there up until about freshman year in high school, which is about '02. And after that, it was like football and homework and other obligations. So I was kind of like, I smooth dropped out of wrestling for like 10 years. And then Sting came back, and I heard about Undertaker losing finally to Brock Lesnar. And I came back around January of 2013, which is, I think, WrestleMania 31, if I'm not mistaken. And I was in it ever since. And that's around the time actually I started checking out the Wrasslecast because I was like, I needed something to listen to. So I was already like deep in the podcast game at that point, and it coincided. So I was like, so I've been listening to y'all since I started getting back into wrestling, and that's pretty much been how it's been ever since.
Oh man, we appreciate that. We can help you get back into wrestling and stay interested. Now, as somebody who was like into it for the first time back in like '96, and then was away from 10 years and got back into it fairly recently, feel about it? Are you like do you have that like I do that sometimes this is like, oh, it was a little bit better back in the day, but this is what they're doing now, so I'm just gonna roll with it.
Uh, when I first watched it, yeah, I was kind of like, what the hell, y'all? Like, what's going on here? But then like it. Like I already knew how everything worked wrestling wise, so I'm like I get it, but it's more like I don't get these people. But after trying to dig in, catching up, looking on websites and all that stuff, I'm like, all right, cool. I get it. Then after WrestleMania 31, I was like trying to like find some people to get invested in all that stuff, which is like the Bray Wyatts of the world, the Daniel Bryan's, whoever,
Hmm.
Brock. I'm sorry, Brock Lesnar's, all of them. Trying to find somebody to get invested into. then that was about it. I do think it kind of helped me because since I did take a 10-year break, I'm not as jaded as some wrestling fans could be.
Right.
So it kind of helps my situation because like I don't have that deep hatred of John Cena. Honestly, I actually kind of like him still. I mean, right? I saw his fucking renaissance in the past 2 years with matches and all that stuff, but I saw his old stuff and I get why people don't like him. But yeah, so it helps. But there was a time where I was like, yeah, the talent and all that stuff may be better, but at the same time, that 96 to about '02 Ruthless Aggression there was a different spark, and
Mm-hmm.
there's a definite difference. And so, I mean,
Right. Right.
but it is a good era,
You
I will say.
and like else y'all sorry, you got it in like the right in the heart of the non-scripted era, and then you came back in the heavily.
Basically, yeah, yeah, yeah. It is a definite difference, and like, I mean, it is noticeable. But then, like, you hear some like a New Day go off, and you're like, yeah, y'all do your own script and do y'all, and it's like you can tell, but it's an obvious difference. But like I said, I mean, it's getting better, so I
Mm-hmm.
can't complain too much personally. But that's just, but I mean, and according to the general hashtags, like there is a general like positivity going on amongst what's being shown. It's just that it still has its laws where it's like if you could just stop doing this or cut off an hour here, stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna get into the news portion really quick of the show. First, we're gonna talk about the continuing saga that is JBL versus Mauro Ranallo. Unfortunately, it looks like the situation cannot be resolved, and Mauro Ranallo is going to not appear again on WWE TV. I think they said his contract runs out in August, so he's just gonna, continue to get paid, but basically be on leave of absence until his contract is expires because JBL is not fostering a good work environment. So, Dee Dee, I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna let you take this on first because Jim Cornette today said that this is how you handle somebody like JBL. If it gets to the point where they can run you away from your dream job, before you run away from your dream job, you find a baseball bat or a tire iron and you walk up to them and say, "Hey, if you keep doing this, I'm going, have to use this to, on you." Or you go to upper management and say, "Hey, if so and so keeps talking to me like that, it's going to be a problem, and it's going to be a problem because I'm gonna do something."
Yeah.
So do you think that Morrow kind of should have thought back a little bit more before he, you
Um,
know,
it
decided to just step away?
it seems like he kind of took like the path of least resistance, and maybe his I don't want to say his mental issues, but his mental issues. Maybe his mental issues mean that he compartmentalizes what's a priority and what isn't, and staying in a job full of fuck, like a fuck dude like JBL, isn't a priority for him. Because
Right.
at the end of the
Right.
day, when you're Mauro Ranallo, you're gonna get a job. So
Mm.
the paycheck ain't the worry. So if I can be in a place where I want to be, but I gotta be with this little asshole, and y'all don't got my back when I'm me, like if I was wrong, maybe I would be like, oh, y'all have lost y'all's mind. And I shouldn't have to ask you. I shouldn't have to say, hey, he's really like trying the fuck out of me. Like, and I feel like, he probably has done that because that's just what Caucasian people do. But if he's not getting the response necessary, like, why wouldn't you just, if you can't control JBL, why wouldn't you say, okay, great, I'll put you on Raw. Okay, I'll do this. Okay, I'll do that. Like, there are ways to separate them without punishing JBL if he's really so much in your pocket that you don't want to do that. So the fact that WWE didn't try to resolve it, maybe I can understand Morrow being like, well, if y'all don't want to fix that, I'll just go. I got other shit to
Right.
deal with.
Mm.
Right. Right. Don Vic, What's up, man? What you think about it?
At this point, I kind of hope the blue meat comes out of nowhere, hits him in the chair, and just get him the fuck up out of here. But uh, I mean, like, I mean, I agree with Didi at this point. Like, he can get a job anywhere, and if it's like that, it's like, yo, I don't need to deal with this. Like, mental health issues aside, like, just the work environment, it's like, yo, I don't need to deal with this. I'm out, and I don't blame him personally because, and plus, nobody really fucks with JBL, man. It's JBL. Like,
Right.
like he has been cool since APA, and he only has like two friends in the world, so whatever.
For sure. Like I do kind of feel some type of way. Like
And they're actually both
they
black.
just
Ron
named a
Simmons and Teddy Long.
jobber. Yeah, it's like they just named a jobber after you tripping and falling over yourself. Like you are nobody to be trying to intimidate anybody. Like you're a joke.
There's been a story that has been starting to circulate that he was kind of doing the same thing to Joey Styles. And one day, Joey Styles got tired of it and knocked JBL out. And
Good for him.
Joey Styles didn't have any more problems with JBL after that. So, that kind of tells you kind of how he's operating.
Classic bully, basically. So.
Right. He's the type of person where he wants you, if he's going to fuck with you, he wants you to fuck with him back. And then if you don't, then he's just going to go harder and harder and harder and harder to try to get that reaction from you. And a lot of times it works negatively.
He's what Charlie Murphy called a habitual line stepper.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
That's what JBL is.
R.I.P. to Charlie Murphy, definitely. By the way. All right, so next up in our new segment, we're going to talk about some lovebirds that went off and apparently got themselves married. And that's Dean Ambrose and Renee Young. Dean Ambrose was seen on Raw with a wedding ring on. Kevin Owens stepped up to the set on Talking Smack and congratulated Renee. And so the two, well, Renee, not the two, Renee came out and basically, confirmed that they married now. But they're split up. So, of course, as we get into the meat of the show here, Dean has been moved over to Raw. Renee stays on SmackDown. Are they trying to break up a marriage already? Or do you think they even knew? Don V, I'll let you start with this. Don, we'll let our guest start with this one first, Dee Dee.
Yeah, that's fine.
We'll let you go last. You'll save the best for last.
I guess I don't know. I mean, I mean, if they did, I mean, it's kind of petty, but whatever. I mean, it worked out. We got SmackDown has Kevin Owens, so that works out. I kind of just want to see the wedding photo, so I can imagine. I imagine Dean broke out the nice Bugle Boy jeans, a white beater with like a tie pant on, and a top hat because he's classy. That's about it, really.
Dee Dee?
I don't really have any thoughts as to their marriage. I just find it very interesting that in the time that it took Paige to propose in public and say that they were getting married in March and not actually get married, that Renee and Dean were able to mind their damn business and really seal the deal. Like it just says something about the priorities.
Well, Alberto trying to get his papers up. He got to try to keep it. He can't seem to keep steady employed. Yeah, because he can't seem to keep steady employment. That's kind of like important when you're trying to get a divorce.
Seems to me that you wouldn't want to get married to a guy who couldn't keep a job. I don't know. I'm single. Don't mind me. I just have to think about this. Just saying. 2 kids, a wife, and no steady paycheck. It doesn't sound cute to me. I don't know.
I can't disagree with that.
So
I just wanted to find a way to shade Paige. That's all. I just wanted to shade them. I don't care about Dean and the girl. It's fine.
All right. So we'll move into our reviews, and we'll start off with #Rawcast. Raw was from any guesses? Because I don't know. I didn't take it down this week.
I forgot.
A
Okay, good.
place. A place.
Somewhere near Boston, because SmackDown was in Boston. That'll work.
The Eastern Seaboard. We can say that.
Yes. I'm surprised you didn't do your Googles for me right quick,
I'm
but that's
trying.
fine.
I'm trying. It won't come up.
All right, so starts off with that familiar song, and John Cena and Nikki hit the stage. But oh wait, it's the Miz and Maurice. They hit the ring to cut a promo, and that promo actually gets cut short by the aforementioned Dean Ambrose. Dean then cuts his promo as if he was talking to the real John Cena and Nikki Bella. Miz finally breaks it down to him that no, they're not John and Nikki, that they're the Miz and Maurice. Dean then responds with a kick to the gut and the dirty deeds to Miz. So there's the first part of the superstar shakeup. There's no announcement. There's no general managers. It's just people rolling out on the stage and in the ring saying, "Hey, I'm here." What y'all think about that? Didi, I'll let you start with this. People just popping up.
Um, I enjoy a pop up. I enjoy a surprise. I enjoy a shock. Um, I'm kind of sad to see Ms. and Maurice go. I'm very happy to see Dean go. You know, it's not all I got.
All right.
Yeah, I
Mr.
don't know
Don
where they
V.
were at. Like, it's not in the Googles.
So what's up?
I was just asking, what do you think about the way that they presented the shakeup overall? Did you think that it was lazy or just popping up saying, "Hey, now I'm here"?
Uh, I was cool with it. I mean, I would have preferred a little more of a bit of a rollout for some of them. I mean, except for Charlotte, that was kind of lazy actually. But that would be in SmackDown segment. But I mean, overall, I it was okay. I mean, like the Miz and Dean one, that was cool. But overall, I mean, except for the Apollo Crews one, he just kind of just showed up and like on like at 5 o'clock saying with the Raw. That was kind of fucked up. But otherwise, I didn't have a problem with it really.
Apollo Crews
Hmm.
was the Crispus Attucks of the Superstar shakeup. He was actually the first one to be.
Nobody cares. Oh, also, they were in Uniondale, New York.
Thank you.
You're
so,
welcome. It matters. It matters.
so then
Nobody
we get
cares
the
about Apollo.
yeah, I know, and that's a shame because we really should.
Oh, well.
Bangle, he's in the back on the phone when Sami Zayn runs up on him and wants to know where he's going. Sammy says people keep telling him he should go to SmackDown. Kurt
Mhm.
tells him that there's a lot of interest in him. When the Miz and Maurice come in and complain about how they basically told Miz that superstars were talking and that he needs to be quiet. That shit was funny as hell.
Oh, it's so mean.
So, of course, Sammy and Miz get into it, and then Kurt makes a match between the two. New Day comes down without Kofi, but they have a blow up doll in his place. They recap what the revival did to them last week, and Xavier tells them to come on down and get this work. As we reported last week, Kofi Kingston out with a broken ankle after the revival attacked them so savagely last week to make their debut and quite an impact on their first night on Raw. So we get a first match, the New Day versus the Revival. Um, Straight from the beginning, the New Day are like my favorite team because they actually that I thought would be very funny, and they actually executed it as they come down wearing t-shirts. Wilder has one that says "We broke Kofi's ankle," and Dawson has another one with the picture of the ice cream cart with the birth date and the death date of 2017. Totally We Broke Kofi's Ankle is a play off the I Broke Wahoo's Leg by Greg Valentine. Oh, classic. Just really good stuff. Um, we get into the match. New Day sets up for the midnight hour, but the rival counters it by pushing Big E into the ropes. Kofi comes off the ropes. Xavier comes off the ropes and gets caught in the Shatter Machine, and the revival get the win. Open for thoughts. recaps.
I kind of wish they did more with that blow up, but overall, it's a cool match. And Xavier almost died, but no, it was
Twice, yeah.
it, but no, it was cool. It was a. I really can't wait to see what the revival does this year with that division because they needed somebody because it was pretty meager. It was.
Miss Didi, anything you want to add about the New Day, Kofi not being there?
Not being what?
That Kofi is not there and Xavier gets a chance to wrestle more now.
I mean, I'm sad for his ankle, but I'm happy for Xavier. Rising above his situation, his video. Let me stop. 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 Yeah, I'm happy for Xavier. I'm such an asshole sometimes. Like, okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, great. Yeah, yay, baby.
All right.
But who's gonna play Francesca?
He has to get it in before the matches now, I guess.
No, but it's not as fun that way. They need
I
a
know.
temporary
Well,
person. Just to play Francesca.
He could still do it when he's on the turnbuckle. When Biggie's like really rolling, he could grab the trombone and just whip out a quick tune.
Oh, okay.
I think he can handle that.
Yeah.
Sure. So we have Neville. So we get Neville backstage. He's doing a promo on how nobody is on his level when he gets interrupted by TJ Perkins. Perkins says that he's going to make Neville eat those words. Neville tells Perkins that he's been passed over for Austin Aries. Austin Aries showed reason with TJ Perkins, but he seemed to be on board with what Neville was saying. Didi, what's your gimmick?
I am a grown ass woman, dog.
Right. So next we get everybody's favorite, Kurt Hawkins. He's the latest member to come over to Raw. He's in the ring asking for where's the welcoming committee. When the Big Show comes out and KOs Kurt Hawkins. Kurt Hawkins has got to stop coming out to the ring with a majorette stick without the hat and the boots on. I mean, if you're going to not use the damn stick to beat up people, you could at least come out with the proper attire to be carrying the majorette stick.
He's just there to do jobs. I mean,
basically.
Yeah. It's an easy job. I mean, still.
As I put on the live tweet, yeah, every day except for the 1st and the 15th when the direct deposit hits. So we get Austin Aries versus TJ Perkins. Austin Aries trolls Neville by doing an axe handle from the top, which causes Neville to come away from the announce table. That distracts Aries, which leads to a roll up by Perkins, who gets the win. Didi distracts Aries. Yes. After the match, TJ Perkins attacks Aries from behind and then hits him with a detonation kick. So heel turn apparently within this match. We get a distraction finish, which is most important to the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And we get a disrespectful crowd that is chanting "You still suck" to TJ Perkins after he does this monumental his career.
I can't spot
the Yeah, Didi, do you have anything to add to this TJ Perkins going heel?
Welcome.
Welcome.
Yes.
He's going from Mario to Wario.
I've always preferred, you know how I feel about bad guys. I really enjoyed Wario. I did. Like, I can't lie.
True.
Bad guys are more entertaining. Yeah. Bad guys are more entertaining. You saw what happened to Neville. Evil Elf. It's working.
Oh,
yes, it is.
We went from like boring dude who can do like 50 shit to king in like a month. So yeah.
Amazing.
So
And plus,
next
and plus,
CrossFit.
shout out to Outlaw Quest for saying who answered my question. Why was he dressed up at the booth? And the answer was just just stay ready. I was like, you're right. Yeah, I'm just glad he's a heel now because I already didn't like TJ Perkins. So just give me a reason. That's for kayfabe reasons. I mean, uh, in that fucking dab. But yeah, sorry. Go
Oh, no problem. That's what the Wrasslecast. That's why we like to have our followers and our participants in live tweets on as guests, so they can get all their thoughts out. It's hard to get all these things out in 140 characters.
I know, right?
So we get CrossFit Jesus, Seth Rollins. He comes to the ring for an in-ring promo. It's basically about his victory over Triple H and how he overcame and he couldn't do it, without the help of the fans. Then he says he's not going to take the easy way out and run to SmackDown. He's going to stay on Raw and face whatever consequences Stephanie McMahon's going to have for him when she comes back. That causes Kurt Angle to come down and vouch for Rollins keeping his spot on Raw. After the exchange, because during his little promo there, he subconsciously said Samoa Joe's name, and y'all know what happens when y'all just casually say Samoa Joe's name in these promos. Samoa Joe came out there and put them hands on him. He attacks Seth from behind. They have an exchange that actually leads to Seth getting the best of it after an enziguri followed by a super kick. Joe retreats up the ramp. They have a long stare down. So for a quick second there, it was like, oh, snap. It's like the summer of TNA in 2010 all over again. It's Kurt Angle and Samoa Joe for that like 9-week period when TNA was hot. And Kurt Angle ain't do shit. He likes to keep his neck unbroken. So, yeah, he ain't right up on Samoa Joe. He knows better. So, just what y'all think about that particular piece of business there?
Dee, I'll let you go first.
No, I was in traffic, so I didn't see that.
Got you.
Oh, look at you.
What?
Hanging out on the Mondays. That's right.
I wasn't even hanging out. Listen, the metro is shitty. Like, I wasn't.
Oh, really?
It wasn't because of alcohol.
It's fucking up. Get right in time for everybody to get on it because it's the summertime.
It's awful. And then there are like, what do you call them? Tourists. And then there are people who go in Caps games. And this white man pushed me like, don't touch me. Everybody's getting off at Gallery Place. I'm not. Just wait for the people in front of you to move. Go. Just go. Like, it's too much. It's too much. And then I try to be on the buses because the white people don't really like the buses. Then the buses want to be 30 minutes late and get stuck in traffic. It's a thing. So I missed a lot of Raw. And I actually missed part of SmackDown because the traffic is just abominable when it's like over 65 degrees outside. It's awful.
All right, Don V, what do you think about Seth Rollins, Samoa Joe?
One, don't mention Samoa Joe like he won't appear out of nowhere because he's done it like 5 separate times in the past 3 months. And speaking of Seth, did y'all see his new finisher at that dark match by chance or nah?
Yeah, I did. The I don't know what you want to call that. The Snowmaker, maybe.
That's cool. That works. That works. Nah, I mean, I'll take that over the pedigree personally, but that works for me. I mean, can't go back to the bars, but obviously, but I think that was an old move from Kenny Omega back in Wrestle Kingdom 10 or 11, one of those matches. But yeah, hopefully he breaks that out sometime. We face Samoa Joe the next pay-per-view or whatever.
Yeah, for those of y'all who haven't seen it, should we keep it under wraps or should we reveal what it is? If you're familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling, it's kind of like what Okada does when he grabs you by the wrist for the Rainmaker and kind of spins you around. Instead of a clothesline, he gives you like a high knee. And that was the finishing move he used on Kevin Owens in the dark match.
And avoid the gimmick infringement, but cool.
Speaking of Kevin Owens, on Raw, before all of that, he has a backstage promo on where he, on where he stands in the Superstar Shakeup. He says they should ask Jericho about the Superstar Shakeup because, basically he's the one that lost his title. He's the one who should be moving if anybody should be moving. But he said, you know what? He can't stand Jericho and he wouldn't mind moving over to SmackDown. But Owen says that he's the number one champion on Raw, and he'll have to just beat the hell out of Dean Ambrose to prove it. Next, we get Charlotte versus Nia Jax. After kicking out of the natural selection and surviving a boot to the head from a Charlotte moonsault, Nia counters a figure four by running Charlotte into the lower turnbuckle. Nia then follows up with the splash in the corner and the Samoan drop to get the win. Not to mention the boot to the head that Nia caught during the Charlotte moonsault. Charlotte also got dropped on her head when Nia attempted a shoulder breaker. So, yeah, I guess they're even.
Pretty much.
Yeah, so pin clean in the ring by Nia Jax. Looking really strong.
Built by SummerSlam? I don't know. Shit.
I don't know. Maybe. She's just got to keep progressing, keep getting better.
Give her that Vader
Did
run.
Did you? Did you get a chance to see any of this part? No. Yes.
No, I just randomly ran into a video of the two botches, but not in.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you saw the good parts you wanted to see.
I like when Charlotte get a little ouchie, so that was fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that was almost a big ouchie.
Man, and please save that somersault for like big matches only, please, Charlotte, because we don't need to see that every week. Just save it. Like, nah. no need to kill yourself on Monday night. You know what I mean?
Or understand who you're wrestling and just be like, oh, we're gonna make an edit right here. You just dropped me on my head. Nah, I don't feel safe with you trying to, do what I need you to do for this moonsault. So we're gonna not do that. We're gonna do something else. But with it, that, the more experience they get, the better they'll be able to handle those situations.
True.
So next up is Max's new favorite WWE superstar, Jinder Mahal. Creepcast purposes strictly.
Not even the HGH. I can't deal. It's a little too. It's like 90s Batman Bane with the the liquid that would pump the muscles up. Like, it's not hot.
Jinder says that.
I saw a picture of like I missed that part, but I saw his old picture. So I'm like, what the hell happened between?
Mm-hmm. That's that Bane shit.
What?
Jinder Mahal said nobody dies harder than him. Nobody has better nutrition than him. He heard y'all's little rumors.
Ico Pro.
He's going up against everybody's favorite, Finn Balor. Finn hits the sling blade, followed by the drop kick of doom, and then he hits the ultimate Kevin Sullivan double foot stomp, and he gets the win. After the match screen, and he says Raw is his new home and tells Finn to watch himself because he'll be watching Finn. First off, we're going to talk about Finn Balor was diagnosed with a concussion after catching the meanest of forearms from Jinder Mahal that dropped him like a shot. He also caught another boot to the head, and he was pretty whelped up after the match. So I'm pretty sure Jinder got some heat over that. And then second off, Bray Wyatt's on Raw now.
I like it.
So I don't know. I was just starting to feel him on SmackDown. I was hoping they were going to move him away from Randy Orton and get him into something else, but okay. I don't know who he's going to wrestle, but okay.
I agree. I'd rather him be on SmackDown, but if the storyline for him and Finn, I mean, in my head, I had a storyline, so that's why I liked it a lot. But if they do it right, I could see a good like main top three card match around WrestleMania between those two. So that's why I was like, I could see that if they do
Okay.
it right, but they're not. So I'm not, I'm not getting my hopes up. But man can dream. Fuck it.
All
But
right.
then
Then, uh,
also gender dog. You about to get some TNA? Don't do that again.
yeah, he got strike one and two in the same like 5 minute stretch.
like, like maybe to like somebody Vince doesn't like, but Vince just got back, dude. Chill out, yo.
Seriously.
Like,
So they announced Apollo Crews, Kalisto, Rhino, and Slater are all coming to Monday Night Raw.
Mm.
How do you feel about these departures, Didi? Since you are the SmackDown Live, SmackDown Matters correspondent.
Bye. You know, it's been real. It's been fun. Hasn't been real fun. Like who? Like Kalisto hasn't been on screen in weeks/months. And who else did y'all get? Y'all got Kurt Hawkins.
Mm-hmm.
We like Gingers, but he's not necessary. Who else?
Slater and Rhino.
They haven't been doing anything, so maybe they need to change a pace.
Mm-hmm.
It's for the best. I'm not mad at it.
All right.
I don't feel sad. Like I don't feel. I felt sad when I found out Bray was gone. I don't feel sad about these people.
Okay. You like it, we love it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Miz versus Sami Zayn. Maurice grabs Sammy's foot, which causes a distraction
Ah.
that leads to Miz trying the Skull Crushing finale. Sammy actually counters it into a victory. Is the win. So, distraction finished. Get your drink on. Didi, what are you drinking tonight?
A red wine, like a classy woman.
Mm.
I have, I've got the hard liquors, but I don't have anything to mix them with, and I'm not taking shots at that's a bridge too far.
Yeah, and it's not quite the weekend yet where
Yeah,
you can
no,
do that.
one more work day, then I
Yeah,
can be free.
and sleep it off if you need
All
to the
right.
next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's talk about the Miz coming over to Raw and instantly becoming like a mid card jobber when he felt like he was like top of the card on SmackDown.
They are so
It's very,
disrespectful.
very disappointing.
They don't want him to be great, and it sucks. It sucks.
I really need him to stay at SmackDown. So yeah, like
If
I was like,
they'll let him be himself on Raw, it's fine. But to put him down like he ain't one of the best on the mic and just have him just facing whoever on Raw, that's not gonna be good.
definitely.
Right.
They just gotta let him be himself.
I agree. Next, we probably get the highlight of the show. Roman Reigns. He's doing a sit down interview with Michael Cole. Roman says that it was the biggest win of his career, but also bittersweet. He says that this is his yard now. And then he gets ran up on by Braun Strowman. Braun beats down Roman all through the backstage area. Braun beats Roman, through like up and down. Like he basically power slams Roman on a cart. He I don't know what you would call him. I guess build him through like a table first though. Somebody's food got all messed up. Whatever they had got from catering, they whatever, get something they forgot and had a meal right there, and it got all destroyed. But yeah, he invented those grip carts that they store stuff in, and then he takes another cart when Roman is up against the wall and kind of runs it into Roman's head and shoulder area. So they finally get Braun away from the scene, and they start loading uh, Roman up into, and then Braun comes back and tosses Roman, who is strapped into the gurney. He tosses him off the dock. And so they're like, "Oh my god, oh my god!" So it's about what, a 3-4 foot drop. So so they gotta like scrape Roman up off the pavement or whatever. So they come back from a commercial break. They show they're loading Roman into the ambulance now, and all of a sudden, Braun comes back. He says, "I'm not through with you." Gives Roman a couple of more shots while he's strapped down inside the ambulance. Then he closes the doors, and then he proceeds to walk to the side of the ambulance, and then he turns it over with his bare hands, with Roman Reigns inside.
I was in tears. Yeah.
The crowd was going wild. The crowd was cheering Braun Strowman. He is probably the new biggest babyface. He is like a legend now. Anybody who saw that day that Braun Strowman turned over the ambulance with Roman Reigns in it, I don't know if Vince McMahon thought that would make the people forget about all that booing and cussing they did to Roman last week, but that definitely wasn't going to get the people back on their side for
Yeah,
Roman Reigns
I
anyway.
don't know what they're doing with him because Triple H clearly knows that Roman is a heel, but they don't really book him like a heel. So it's like you got Braun doing things and it gets him over, but then he's a face, but he's not really a face. And
Everything
he's
is in
like everything is upside
this
down.
morning.
What's right is left,
Right,
what's left is right.
Right.
Like it's so
right.
odd.
And it's
I'm
been messed
okay.
up like that for like the last like 3 or 4 months because it's like it's been messed up like that ever since Backlash. Ever since Sasha didn't win in the cage match, everything has been backwards. It's like
Yeah.
they let before WrestleMania, just dumb. They now coming up with this, they didn't know that this shakeup thing was coming, so they did all that stuff last week on Raw, and now none of it matters. Just dumb. Like you were saying, they got Braun out here doing all this stuff they think is gonna make him a bad guy. Everybody's cheering him, and they keep coming out here making him do stuff to Roman that's just gonna keep making him a good guy. Like, oh my gosh, it's like maybe if you have him do it to somebody besides Roman, it
Yeah,
would
like
register.
I wonder do they know what they're doing? Because it seems like they don't, right? But if
Well, I
because
I
again,
think
would think.
I
Triple
think
H,
one person doesn't know what they're doing.
right?
I think everybody else does.
Because I feel like Triple H certainly knows what's going on, but then they're doing these things with Braun, and it's like, well, what did you want to happen? Did you want this to happen? And it's almost like you don't believe that they could possibly have thought this through just because they're who they are.
Right.
Yeah, it's like that. It's like I can imagine like once Vince says what he says, it's like that one whelp gilf, and he's just like, all right, man, fuck it, all right, go, roll with it. Like,
I mean, I'm pretty sure that's how it goes a lot of times. But if that's the case, if Vince McMahon clearly thought, "Oh, I got a great idea, pal. We'll beat him up really bad and have Braun show how strong he is and turn him over in the ambulance, tell him get the people on the side." If he truly thought that in his heart of hearts, then he needs to turn the company over to Triple H tonight
Well, yeah.
because he's
The,
lost it.
the thing is, even Roman knows he's not a face at this point. So it's like, how are you the last one to know? Like,
It, I think he's just being stubborn instead of going with the dude that the see. Here's the thing that I found out watching WWE in the last like few years that wasn't the case so much back like when Don V when you started.
right.
Back when you started, they listened to the crowd. So if Bret Hart got hot, they figured a way to make Bret Hart hot. When Stone Cold started getting hot, they figured out a way to make Stone Cold hot. When The Rock started getting hot, they figured a way out to make The Rock hot. Now it seems like when you get hot, they figure out everywhere in the world to keep you from getting hot until they ready for you to be hot.
mm.
And then when they try to make you hot, it's gonna pass and gone. Nobody wants to see it no more.
Right. It's amazing, man. It's like if you just flat out don't care about storylines, it's like if you, never mind, scratch that. Even if you like just don't care, it's like yo, this doesn't make sense. Like there's no clear definition here. Like everybody can't be a shade of gray, or in this case, like yo, we don't like Roman. Like you're giving us a reason to cheer for him getting flipped over an ambulance, almost dying twice. So fuck, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
The
He
thing
said,
of it is it's okay, and it's not a bad thing. It's just that we think that they did it for us to have sympathy for Roman,
And we don't.
and we don't. And so, but if that's not what they intended, then it's fine. But it's just not clear what they want.
Or they just
yeah,
yeah.
it doesn't seem like that's what they intended. It seems like they intended us to be like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, Roman, somebody
But
come help him.
listen,
Boo, bro.
but listen, like they have to know these fans are assholes. Like, no shade, because I'm a fan too. But like, we're assholes. Like they had to know nobody was gonna be like, oh no. Like you had to know they were gonna do like the yes chant and shit. Like, come on.
And people like
Yeah.
me putting crying faces on Roman on the stretcher and shit.
Like they hate the kid. They booed every time he took a breath last week. Like, oh my god. Like they were never gonna have any sympathy for him.
I really wish they threw trash at that ring, by the way. But yeah.
See, you've wanted a WCW situation. Like I said, see, here's somebody you believe, like I believe, that if somebody would have threw something and it would have made it to the ring, it would have been on.
Oh, I would.
But
I would be in tears, yo.
WWE never operated that way. So,
No.
so all right. So moving on to getting destroyed, we get the Good Brothers and the Shining Stars versus Cesaro and Sheamus with the Hardy Boys. Matt hits a twist of fate. Antoine bomb on one of the Shining Stars, and they get the win. Yay, Hardy Boys! Can't talk, but yay, Hardy Boys! They had a they had an 8-man tag, and only 2 people really mattered. So,
Pretty much.
and that sucks for Cesaro too, because he should always matter. Isn't that right, Didi?
Again.
I'm still in the section.
Always and forever.
Ever in the section. Front row.
Next, we get the EIT, Enforcer in Training. Dana Brooke, she's reading How to Be Your Own Protege. When Emma rose up, Dana refuses to go out with Emma when she says, let's go. They have a little back and forth. Dana declares that she's not going to follow behind anybody anymore and that she's striking out on her own. She said that she isn't the best, but she's getting better. And that's good enough for her to not follow behind anybody else. I was proud of her.
What the hell?
You mean what the hell that I was proud of her, or that
No,
I
I'm
was?
talking about what the hell that she was like, I'm not the best. I'm getting better. Like what the hell? What? First of all, why would I follow behind a girl who's been gone for 8 months? Like
True.
like duh. Like what the fuck?
Well, she did tell her that. She did say
Okay.
that, while she's been being Emma to Emmalina and back to Emma again, things done changed.
Follow you for what? Where's your entrance music?
Now, this is going to be a little harsh, but now Dana needs to stop taking flat back bumps on Dolph Ziggler's matches, and she'll be okay. Don, for you got anything to add?
I really don't, honestly.
Okay. Next up, Sasha Bay comes out to the ring. She cuts a little promo, and she welcomes Just Bailey to the ring. Bailey gets on the mic. She thanks the crowd for their support and for sharing her WrestleMania moment with her last week as she defended her title and beat Charlotte. Sasha says, that was all well and good, but those moments are over. And she starts to make a challenge for the title when Alexa Bliss music hits. Alexa comes down. She gets promo on Sasha and Bailey and all the rest of the women on Raw. And that she says that she has made her way here on Raw now. Mickey James then comes out and that says that she's back on Raw too. That causes Nia Jax to come out. She wipes out Mickey on the runway. She gave Bailey the big splash, and she grabs the title and tells Bailey that it was her title. Alexa Bliss is standing outside the ring now. She's just kind of looking at the carnage that Nia Jax has caused. Nia Jax gets out of the ring, kind of walks past Alexa. They have a little moment, have a nice little smirk, and Nia Jax makes her way up the runway. And, Alexa Bliss is doing her mean girl thing, looking at all the havoc she just caused on Raw. So, this was super over with me. There's a whole lot of Bay in that ring. Like everybody was Bay. Bailey is Bay. Nia's Bay. Charlotte's Bay. I mean, Mickey James is Bay. Like just everybody. So, good stuff. Good stuff.
So basically, perfect moment for you, basically.
Right. Y'all think Alexa? Y'all think Alexa Bliss is gonna be okay on Raw? Think she's gonna make it?
Yeah, she'll be fine.
She'll be straight.
Now, here's the thing. She got over with the strength of her promo work, so I don't have that as an issue. But I don't know. Her wrestling hasn't been as tight as it had been before she became champion a little bit. So I think she needs to tighten it up a little bit for Raw because she's going to have some pretty length matches on Raw. And she's going to be wrestling some higher quality girls too.
Yeah, but I feel like working with old NXT girls like Sasha and Bailey and them being more her size, a little more slight, will probably work to her advantage. As long as they don't immediately give her Nia. It shouldn't be a problem, I don't think. I think she'll do okay.
Yeah. Now it'd be cool if Nia Jax and Alexa kind of do a little tandem thing. But that should be a ways away. They should let Nia Jax grow into herself first before they start trying to pair her with somebody.
That's like a year or two away for that one. So
right. Main event time. Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. Champion versus champion, but non-title match. Ambrose hits the dirty deeds to get the win. After the match, Jericho comes out, charges the ring, and gives Owens the code breaker. And that's how they end Raw. Kind of lackluster finish to Raw. Kind of lackluster match. Just nobody is here for Dean Ambrose.
Nobody except Renee and Keisha No H.
The heel turn for Dean with the crowd has been real, man. It's like it went from give the belt to Dean to nah, we good, Dean.
Yeah.
I was like, and I get it. It took me a long time to get to liking them in the first place, but now it's it might be you.
Yeah, I kind of came to that conclusion after WrestleMania and the match he had with Corbin. And it was just like, dude, it's 2 years in a row your match sucked.
Right. I think we gave him a pass for the Brock one, but this one's
right. Right. So overall, I'm going to be highly critical of the shakeup. I thought it was lazy. I thought, they didn't put too much thought into it. To me, it looks like, okay, they came in to the Raw after WrestleMania and SmackDown after WrestleMania, and they had everything they were going to do, and they had it kind of all debut set up real nice, and then all of a sudden, everything they had planned out just got wrecked. So we just had to have all these matches that don't mean nothing. So now, the New Day and Revival wrestle, but we're gonna find out it's not gonna mean nothing now because they can't more. So I just thought it was lazy. Didn't seem like seems like it should have taken a little bit longer to come together. Vince looks like he screwed his people and put them in a bad situation, and it kind of showed and played out on TV. So, And it's another time where they could use squash matches where instead of beating some of these people, they could just have some jobber matches and interviews, and it would go a lot farther than seeing some of these same matches over and over and over again. But that's kind of my thing with American Alpha and the Usos that we'll get ready to talk about next because we're going to head into SmackDown Matters.
Cool.
Are you
Oh,
ready,
me?
friend?
It's me. It's me. It's me.
Yes, friend, it is
It's
you.
me. It's me. It's D J. That doesn't really rhyme. I'm
D
sorry.
D D. What are you talking about? Or
D
D
D
E E.
D
Or
E
D
E.
E
There you go. There you
D E E.
go. There you
There you
go.
go.
It's a group effort sometimes.
Takes a
Okay,
village.
you know. Okay, so this week's SmackDown comes from the TD
Boston.
Garden in Boston, Massachusetts, home of the Red Sox and racist people. I can say that I used to live in Massachusetts. Clam bakes are on point. Um, they are. So there was a shakeup in commentary. We've got Byron Saxton now. Yay. Or something. But guess who else we have? Kevin Owens. He's looking really classy. He has a good suit on, shaved his beard. He calls it the Kevin Owens show. He says, I know. It must be confusing that the US champion is from Montreal. And he said, well, that's because Canada's better than the Americas, right? He says Canada makes better athletes. The crowd is chanting USA. He's like, remember, the Montreal Canadiens beat Boston Brewers, and like they're booing and they're mad. I don't know who these people are. I'm assuming it's hockey. I don't know. Yeah. So then he speaks French. He calls them morons who only know one language, and he calls himself the new face of America. So then Baron Corbin comes out. I think he has new music, or maybe I just never knew what his old music sounded like. I think it's new
That's the
though.
same, I think.
It is. It sounds
Yeah.
different.
That's a
Maybe because
shame, Dee. That is a
I
shame.
swear it's different. Maybe because he had a light show before. I don't know. It didn't read the same. Okay, it sounded different. Whatever. He says, yeah, you Kevin Owens might be able to beat up anybody in the crowd. And then some asshole was like, you can't beat up me. And it was like, shut up. Yes, he can. But anyway, Corbin says, you can't beat me up. And he says, here's my theory. Speaking of theories, he beat Dean Ambrose, talking about Corbin, last week, which is why Dean went to Raw. When Dean got to Raw, he beat up Kevin Owens. And once that happened, Kevin Owens ran to SmackDown. Now, considering that circle, it should stand to reason that Corbin could beat up Kevin Owens. So he says he's owed a title match and he wants Owens' title. And he's like, but you don't deserve it. And then guess what happened? It's a miracle. Finally, after all these months, Sami Zayn comes out.
Ole, 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 ole.
Yes.
Ole, ole.
It's a celebration, bitches. It's
Can't subscribe to
amazing.
that.
He ain't had that kind of pop in months. And Owens is in the ring like, nah. Kind of like, no way, girl. And he's like, finally, I'm on SmackDown. And we're fans of him on SmackDown because he was always meant to be with us. And then Baron Corbin, being the hater hoe that he is like, nobody cares that you're here. And then to confirm that no shenanigans have gone on and he's still here, AJ Styles comes out. It's an even bigger pop than Sammy. I'm assuming because we were halfway terrified they'd try to snatch him away on Raw. So we needed the confirmation that he's still here. So AJ's like, let's be clear, this is not the Kevin Owens show. This is SmackDown Live, the show AJ Styles built, or also that I built. But it's fine. Yeah. So then Daniel Bryan comes out. They do some yes chants, and he says, um, there's some title match deals going on. Long story, not so long. Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho have a match that was announced before the shakeup. The winner of that match is going to be the member of SmackDown because the title is what brought Kevin Owens to SmackDown, I guess, not necessarily Kevin, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
title won't be defended on SmackDown. before that match at Payback. So what they're going to do instead is have a number one contenders match with AJ, Sammy, and Baron Corbin tonight. So they know who's going to fight him, whoever that winner is, be it Kevin or Jericho, after Payback. Boom. Notes. I got him. So next, Randy Orton's still here. So he's got a match versus Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan has a nasty sheet mask with some steampunk vibes, some Saw vibes, some creepy, bloody morgue vibes. It was, if you're into that kind of thing, it was very Rosemary. That's my set point for creepy shit. It was very Rosemary.
Yeah, that's your benchmark.
Yeah, the benchmark for creepy shit. It's like
You don't do Rosemary.
I don't do Rosemary. Like Rosemary is like, you know, like those Halloween nights at the theme park, and you're like, oh yeah, that's real funny. Don't touch me. You know, it's like that. Like you think you can deal, but you can't really deal. Like I can't. She unsettles me in a personal way, and I just don't like it. You know, it's fine. I don't know how to explain it. I can't. Okay, so the match. Orton hits the draping DDT, and he's gonna set up the RKO. But Bray Wyatt appears on the screen, and he's like, "Oh, I'll see you soon at the House of Horrors." Basically, like, just because I ain't on the show no more, don't forget, right? So when the lights come back on, Eric's out of the ring. Randy goes to meet him outside, and Eric nails him with the steel steps for the DQ. And then he hits a full Nelson slam in the ring. And that's it. All lives Orton got a sex beat. Yay.
I might as well take a drink because he got distracted.
He got distracted by Bray Wyatt. Ooh.
Would you say, Don V? I'm sorry, I cut you off.
Oh, you're cool. I'll say I never cheered for Eric Rowan so hard in my life, man. Like
that's that good booking. Okay. The next match is a tag team title match or rematch, whatever you want to call it. The Usos versus American Alpha. Blah blah blah. Things happen. Jason Jordan makes a hot tag to his brother. It's a rolling German and an exploder to both the Usos. Followed by a moonsault for a near fall. Chad applies an armbar over the ropes, was caught with a super kick by Jimmy. And then there was another roll up for a near fall. Then Jordan tagged in. There was a Steinerizer. But Jay broke up the cover. The Usos tossed the American Alphas outside, and they tried to do like double suicide dives, but in the hottest shit I've seen in a while, they were simultaneously caught by the biracial siblings, who then hit them with suplexes on the outside. Shit was sickening. So, back in the ring,
Biracial Steiner brothers doing work.
They do what they do. Back in the ring, Jordan was super kicked, fell outside again. They double teamed Chad, and there was a big splash for the win. It was amazing. I feel like the crowd was into it. I certainly was into it. But we're not done. After the match, Primo and Epico, in like no shirts, denim jeans, attacked American Alpha. And you know, the crowd, because I told you, they're hater hoes. They chanted delete.
The only thing about this is, they should have had the first match they had on WrestleMania, the one where the Usos won the belts. That should have been a WrestleMania match. Mm-hmm. And then 2, they should have figured out a way to make the rematch be on the next SmackDown pay-per-view. Make it, stretch it out. Let the Usos
make it matter.
Take some NXT people, put them together, have them get beat by the Usos, and the Usos got some promos, talk about how they ran the tag team division. Do the same thing for American Alpha. Have like, hey, you know what? You know what I'm saying? We got to tune ourselves back up. We got to get back in training because Usos had our number, so we're tuning back up, but we're going to get our rematch and play it up a little bit instead of just, you know, now American Alpha and Usos can't wrestle each other for a long time because now they don't have the rematch clause anymore.
Right. No, 14.
Right. I don't need to see those two again for like a pay-per-view that matters, quite frankly.
Yeah.
And it's like the 5th rebranding of Epico and Primo at this point.
I mean, third.
Close enough. Sorry.
Okay, so the first one was they wore masks. The second one's where they were timeshare salesmen. And then this one is the one where they look like cowboys with no shirts on. So this is three.
Yeah, it'll
Shit.
be
Yeah,
interesting to
we'll
see
see.
what their new thing
Shtick.
is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's still
If it
employed.
if it could include Carlito, that would be most good. Just
Yes, I
throwing that out there,
mm-hmm.
because I did not forget that this is what I was promised. I was promised they were looking at giving Carlito a contract. I remember these conversations.
Yes, these
I
conversations
I
were
listen
true.
I listened to old episodes. I know that this happened. Damn it, I want Carlito.
Oops, got you.
Damn it.
Well, just look at your picture whenever you have those
I
moments.
do need to frame it. Yo, why did I almost throw it away?
What?
I don't know what I was doing. There was a bag of, like, you know how like you have like paper trash, like you get like the inserts in the mail. So I had a bag of like inserts in the mail, and I was like, oh, why is because I it's still in the thing that it shipped in because I don't have a frame for you. And I was like, why did I put that in there? Did I take the picture out? And I opened it and I was like, shit, the picture's still in here. And I was like, what the. So yeah, like I don't know how I did that. I think I drank too much. But
I'm
picture
glad
is
you
safe and sound.
good. Whew.
Yeah. Oh, I'd have been heartbroken. Heartbroken. Because I've never gotten an autographed picture of a fine ass wrestler before. I've never had anything signed besides some like book about Saint Bernards. Like, anyway, I digress. Okay. So the next match was Mojo Rawley versus Jinder Mahal. You heard me right. We have Jinder Mahal. You heard me right. We have the Indian Bane. He's a part of us now. So Rob Gronk, I'll just do that. Gronk is at ringside because Boston, New England, blah blah blah. So the crowd chants, "We want Gronk." Jinder's outside trying to get in his space, but Mojo intercepts. Then Gronk tosses a drink in Jinder Mahal's face, and then Mojo wins with a running punch, and then he like hype as fuck. He jumps into the crowd to celebrate with Gronk and all his Caucasian friends. There's a guy with like a sleeve of tattoos, looks lit, it's nice. Then he jumps on the announcer's table and puts on JBL's hat. So he's like super hype. And then in personal, like real life news, him and Gronk were in Vegas, like pouring liquor on hoes and shit. So he's been having a great time, having fun. What? He was. I seen it on TMZ.
You gotta live the gimmick.
They was at the pool party. Yes. I seen it. No judgment, just saying. So next, Shane McMahon comes out to talk about the state of the women's division. He thanks some former wrestlers and blah 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 blah. He calls SmackDown the land of opportunity. He said that's true of the women's division. He introduces the entire division. He starts with Nay. She gets her entrance. She dances. She's got her hair color is the same, but it's in braids now. It's very cute. So Natty comes out. Then Carmella with her friend who doesn't have a chin, and Becky came out. She doesn't have the faux dreads in this week, so that's cool. The crowd loves Becky's song. It's good entrance music. Shane congratulates Nene on winning the title, and then young Chinless grabs the mic, calls Naomi a horrible champion. He says people only tune into SmackDown to watch Carmel's worth. And then Naomi's like, Carmella, I need you to get your girl before I whip her ass.
He called that man a side chick, and I almost lost it. I thought I wasn't eating or drinking anything. They would have had to call the paramedics.
Nene mad disrespectful. It's funny too.
And then she said, after she called him a side chick, she said, "You better holler at him before he get chin checked." And then I really lost it.
That's good stuff. Nene did that.
Yeah, she did.
Yes.
Mike's Mic skills improving.
Yes, she's
Our
becoming
girl is just
worthy. She's
our girl
growing,
is just coming into her own.
flourishing. It's a big deal. So
Yeah.
great.
Ever since the first time we saw it, we was like, I don't get it, but we like it. It's cool. And then ever since she went all the way with Feel the Glow, man, she's been taking off.
There were some people, I won't name them, Samuel Kalunga, who did not really appreciate all of the glow and the dancing and all that, but she made it work. It works for her.
Yes, yes, she has.
It works
That's
for her.
perfect.
Yeah, but after she threatened to chin check elsewhere, Shane introduces the newest member of the division. Literally everybody thinks it's Charlotte because he says it's a second generation wrestler whose father is a Hall of Famer. But instead of being Charlotte, it is Tamina. We've not forgotten about Tamina. Those who are in the know that she's been working the house shows for SmackDown, so she's ready to come back and be on the televisions. She needs a rethink. Her music is very. I come from the islands and I wear no clothes, but then she comes out in like a leather jacket, mom jeans, bouffant. It's just some, Nene maybe needs to give her a little bit of the budget. Just be like, here, try something new. But anyway, so the crowd's like, we want Charlotte or we want Sasha. Either way, they want somebody else. And he's like, oh, okay, you thought I meant Charlotte, didn't you? Well, she actually is here. So she comes out. She's got her ugly green peacock robe on again. She doesn't really make it to the ring, or they don't talk to her. They end up cutting away to Sammy backstage, and that's that. Sin Cara's coming to Smacky Downy. Rusev's coming to Smacky Downy. We keep going. Lana's coming to
I,
Smacky Downy.
I would suggest everybody be in line and be on their best behavior when Sin Cara is around
Oh,
because he's bringing
listen,
them hands to SmackDown as well.
listen. If y'all don't know, Sin Cara might not be too much in the ring, but he ain't no. Here's what Morrow should have did. Morrow should have been like, like Sin. Look, I don't have time. Get your boy. Sin probably would have two-pieced him just with like a glass of wine or something. Sin like the fight.
I would love for him to like just get a report on case I sees about him knocking out JBL. Um,
I could just see him two-piecing him for like a biscuit at Popeyes. Like, oh sure.
and the hat fly out of nowhere, you can't find it.
That'd be great. It's
Well,
great.
Sheamus knows all about it.
Oh, that's true. That is true.
It's crazy. I still can't believe Sheamus got his ass beat. You're an Irishman and you're a whole foot taller than him. How dare you get your ass whipped? Sin Cara is about that life. Okay, next. There's a man named Aiden English. I'm not very familiar, but he had a match with
He
Ty
was
Dillinger.
one half of the Vaudevillains.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, the other one got those endeavors and sorry, Queen Mel Mindy, they broke up your favorite tag team.
Wait. So Aiden English is the pale one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what happened to the other one?
He got his endeavors. Basically, he got released.
Oh no.
Yeah.
That's so sad. Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so Ty Dillinger won with a tiebreaker. I don't know what that is.
The Ishigoroshi. Yeah,
I don't know what that is either. No, I'll Google it. Anna's coming. She's got her own little package. Like she didn't just get an announcement. She got I'm a dancer and a dancer for money, and she was in a red dress and a chair. She was giving like Beyonce Dance for You vibes. Like, remember that video? It was very sensual.
Yeah, sure do. Very jealous of that chair. So like,
very nice.
Are they gonna make Lana like a wrestler? Because they kind of separated her from Rusev. It wasn't like Rusev and Lana. It was like Rusev and also Lana.
Right. Well, I mean,
I don't want to see Lana wrestling. I really don't. I think she
but she
is
can't be
more
a valet
fragile.
all her life.
Yes, she can. She's
No,
fragile.
no, she's not. She's not fragile.
It's French.
So yeah, well, we'll see. Maybe she'll just be like Foxy. Like I don't know. I don't know.
Right. Hopefully.
Or maybe she'll be like Ellsworth, just like around. Who knows? I don't know what they're doing. But anyway, next, Ziggles is in the ring, being mad about the superstar shakeup taking attention away from him, as though anybody ever paid him attention that wasn't me. So it's like, really, really, really. So he's like, he's staying on SmackDown Live, and people are like, don't nobody care. But you know what people do care about? Shinsuke Nakamura. He comes out, music pops, the people pop. It's going on. It's amazing. It's great. Look was like, who you think you are? And then the crowd was like, oh, I'll tell you, Nakamura. And then he smiles. And this is when I decided he was my favorite person in life. He has his mouth guard on. He's not scheduled to fight. He just came out to dance and he has his mouth guard on. Like, just in case.
Stay ready.
Stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. Like, he came out to twirl in the ring, say hi to hoes. He didn't come to fight, but he got that mouth guard on. So he's like talking whole time, mouth guard still in. You want to know who I am? I'm Shinsuke Nakamura. I love his accent. Nakamura. It's everything. So Ziggler tries to catch him with a super kick. That's why you wear a mouth guard, just in case it hit. So then Nakamura catches him and just pushes him down. And then he's posing, mouth guard still in. When will your fave? Not never. That's when. So as the night had been going on, they had been doing video packages of everybody in the
Triple
main
threat match.
event. Yeah, in the
Yeah.
triple threat match. So if you're into all that, they have those videos. But the final announcement of things that matter and why I am very firm in my belief that SmackDown has won this thing called the Superstar Shakeup. The New Day are coming to SmackDown.
Oh, don't you dare be sour.
When I tell you,
You
I
gonna
was
do the
like, it's
clap for us,
over.
DD? You gonna do
It's
the clap?
over.
You gonna do
It,
the Kofi clap?
listen,
Did
New
they Joker the
Day
Superstar shakeup?
rocks. New Day rocks. Like, it's amazing. It's amazing. Like, we fucking won.
You got everybody but Cesaro, and he might be coming soon.
Listen, when I tell you I got everybody I wanted except like Sasha and Cesaro. Like, and you know, I'm not greedy, so I'm okay with that. Because you gave me Sammy, you gave me Kevin. If I don't have Kevin, I get Jericho. Either way, that's a win. I get New Day. I'm gonna get Lana when she comes back. Like, I've still got Shinsuke. They didn't bullshit and take him from me. Like, I won. We won. Team Blue won. I mean, yeah, you gave us Ginger and, you know, Byron Saxton, but you got to take the good with the bad. Like, it's okay. We won. Oh, I got a note that said it's time for me to go to bed. How dare they? Anyway. DJ Perkins is going to have a match on 205 Live. He calls Austin Aries a loser weight. I find that funny. And then he called Jack Gallagher a rejected circus freak. Listen, Jack Gallagher is still a fave. Don't do too much, young Filipino boy. Don't do too much. Anyway, okay, final match of the night. The U.S. title #1 contenders match. Ooh, excuse me. For whatever reason, even though you should double team Corbin, AJ and Sammy decided not to. So Corbin suplexed the both of them. Some more things. They happen. Corbin takes out AJ, and then Sammy nails Corbin with a moonsault. Back from commercial, Sammy tosses AJ out of the ring and hits an exploder on Corbin. Styles catches Sammy with a fireman's carry net breaker, and then Corbin nails AJ with a clothesline. He catches Corbin. No, AJ catches Corbin with a running knee outside the ring, and Sammy uses the Blue Thunder Bomb on Styles. Guess what? It didn't work. It never works. He only got a 2 count. Baron gets Sammy in the electric chair position, but before AJ can hit anything, Sammy rolls through with a small package for a 2 count to avoid it because I synced it. And then Baron follows with a deep six, but AJ broke it up. Then he nailed a springboard for a 50 splash on Baron. Sammy broke up the cover. He hits big boots to each guy, but AJ comes back with a Pele kick. Then he counters a Styles clash and uses a no. Sammy countered a Styles clash and he hits a hell of a kick to knock Baron out of the ring. And then AJ catches Sammy in a phenomenal forearm for the pinfall win, which kind of pissed me off because he should have seen it coming. It was very obvious, but that's okay. It was a long match. Maybe he was tired. AJ is the winner. AJ is your number one contender for the U.S. title. And that is your SmackDown for the week.
It's kind of cool how they made the U.S. title like the biggest title on SmackDown, and they like, since they don't have a world title right now, they kind of had to make this title like the main focus. But they got some good people wrestling in it, so it does feel like it's really major.
Right. And plus, nobody kept already honoring his belt anyway, so fuck it.
Yeah, they got Randy Orton feeling like he got the mid card title.
Well, it's his fault. Shit.
Yeah, he's not that. He doesn't pop up. He's like Triple H. Like in theory, everything's good until he gets the belt. Then it goes downhill. But up until he gets the belt, though, I mean, everything's all good.
For the most part, but you're right though. It's like lean up to it. Great, you got it.
Yeah. Yeah. He's like me every time when I was young and I would smell eggs and I'd be like, oh my gosh, they smell so amazing. They look so amazing. I think I would eat them and it would make me sick. And I'd be like, oh yeah, now I remember why I don't eat these things. So, do you eat anything else that you want to wrap up with SmackDown? Anything else that stood out to you besides just your influx of new bays?
No, that's it. We won, you lost. I'm so sorry. Not really. Enjoy Kurt Hawkins, you know?
You know how you can always be a winner, Didi?
Hmm.
By shopping at Amazon through CSPN.us.
Clever.
Let me give you my personal testimony as I'm trying to get into shape, one size round. So I was looking into like an exercise mat and like a heart monitor because it's like, I think I'm gonna get into doing some yoga, work on my flexibility, get my heart rate going. So I was like, I need a yoga mat and I also need a heart monitor. So I was like, oh, you know what? I could go to Target. I could go to Walmart. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to support my podcast. I'm going to support my network. I'm going to go shopping at Amazon through CSPN.us. So I clicked on the website, our website, lovely website. Classic does such hard work keeping it up, maintaining it. Hit the menu button, scroll down to the very bottom where it says support our podcast. Click on the link, open it up. Clicked on the Amazon link. Then I went in, searched for a yoga mat, searched for a because they met the threshold, got free 2-day shipping, and they arrived today. So not only did I get my items and start gearing towards a healthier lifestyle, I also support the podcast because someone came back to the podcast to help keep it free, pay for bandwidth, uploads, and all the great things. So please follow suit. Do like I did. Shop at Amazon through CSPN.us. Things are coming up. We've got Easter weekend coming. Last minute things you can shop for Easter. Mother's Day is rapidly left out there without a great gift for mom. Amazon has everything in the world, and most of the time they have great bargains. So bookmark the site and make sure that you shop and help support the CSPN. So now we're going to move on to 205 Live real fast. We've got Dee Dee's favorite, the Brian Kendrick versus Mustafa Ali. The Brian Kendrick crouches Ali to counter the 450, and he locked in the captain's hook to apparently get the win. Yet it was Tozawa who rang the bell and not the referee, and Ali never tapped out. They restart the match, and this distraction allowed Ali to make a comeback and hit the 450 to get the official win. Kira Tozawa then gets on the mic and tells Brian Kendrick that this was lesson number 2, that things are not always as they appear. Did you see this? You said you saw this, right, Don V?
Sure did.
What you think? Mustafa Ali got a chance to really be like, if he could get into the title picture and actually maybe win it, be the one to take the belt from Neville, I think that they could go somewhere with him because he's got style. He's, high flying enough.
He's what the cruiserweights need. Like, I mean, like, I'd rather be Cedric Alexander, but I mean, he's like the person I like to see get the belt off Neville. I mean, if not,
Right.
if not him or Aries, then definitely him. Like, he has something there, and he's, and especially tonight and that, like, the last week match when he did that move. I don't know what it's called, but
Oh,
it
the
was
Spanish Fly.
that move. Yeah, that
Yeah.
that was like, yeah, y'all need to stop putting up that damn beach ball and watch that shit. So, so yeah. And Tozawa, that was just pretty funny. That was it.
Yeah. Yeah. So we get TJ Perkins. He cuts promo on his actions on Raw from Monday night. Jack Gallagher comes in and hopes they can have a gentlemanly match, but Perkins mocks him in a British accent. Then we get Rich Homie Swan, Please Save the Homie, versus Johnny Ocean. Swan gets a near fall with the splash, then Swan follows that up with the Phoenix Splash and he gets the win. After the match, Swan was doing a promo on Dirty Mac and on Alicia Fox, but Noam Dar pops up and said all the gifts came from him and not Swan. A delivery guy finally shows up after Alicia Fox comes down to the ring to kind of break up the little argument, and he has a package. Noam Dar says, "Oh, it's from him," and sends Rich Swan away. He gives the gifts to Alicia. Alicia opens the gift, and it's full of exploding powder. Explodes all over Alicia Fox. Fox goes crazy while Rich Swan dances to his music on the stage.
What is that
I,
actually
I
doing? Like,
I hope for more for Rich Swan. I really do.
yeah,
I want him to be bigger and better and better and greater, but
take it more seriously.
just just doesn't seem like it's in the cards for my man.
At least not right now. But I mean, it's not that he's paired with somebody bad because Noam Dar is pretty good. It's just what they're working with is just not cutting it. Quite frankly.
Right, right. So next we go to an Austin Aries promo. Basically, it's on TJ Perkins and Neville kind of looking like they're trying to form like a little collaboration together. And then last but not least, we get our main event, TJ Perkins versus Jack Gallagher. TJ Perkins runs Gallagher into the ring post and then follows it up with the detonation kick, and he gets the win. After the match, Neville comes out and he congratulates TJ Perkins. So the main event was really, really good. Um, they got like 15 minutes to their thing, and it was very entertaining. TJ Perkins looks like he might be benefiting from turning heel. So we'll kind of see where it goes. If like I said, if the Wario version of TJ Perkins is much better than the Mario version of TJ Perkins. So I'm optimistic. What do you think, Don V?
Definitely. I mean, already is like is working for him already. Like he needed that heel turn badly. Like he, I think it was what's his name? He said like he has a punchable face, and like he really does. So it worked out. And Jack sold that leg very well in that match too. Like he,
Yeah. I was gonna say that TJ Perkins' new style working heel is that he is like much more of like a submission kind of guy now,
yeah,
less of the kind of high flying rope type of stuff,
mm,
and more with the more vicious like submission type stuff.
mm. Yeah. I mean, hopefully they can keep that going. 'Cause I actually like them two working together, so I want them to keep that going personally.
Right, right.
Now, is that
All right.
how he is? 'Cause I didn't see him evolve. Is that how he is the heel?
I didn't see him in Evolve either, so you'd have to ask my man at Shaggy Black. He's the man that does all the British wrestling.
Cool.
He knows all about that type of stuff. What's up? Give him a big shout out. So next we're gonna go into a little NXT. We had Aleister Black versus Corey Hollis. Aleister Black has a cool entrance. The bell rings. He kind of stands there for a few minutes, or actually a few seconds, about 15 seconds. Then Aleister Black just hauls off and kicks Corey Hollis with his finishing move called the Black Mass and gets the win. It lasted like 30 seconds, and it did exactly what a squash match and how you get a new badass over was supposed to do. It was great.
Pretty much. Pretty much. And I'm assuming
uh,
he's like 205 bound after he's done, right? That's like his exact weight.
205? Really?
That's what it
Ooh,
said.
I thought that he might be. There's two ways he could go because they're doing the UK thing. He could go there, or I thought maybe he would go to main roster. But
He could. I mean, he's good either way. So
right, right. So next we get some highlights from Todd Dillinger's debut on SmackDown, and then he cuts a promo where he challenges Eric Young to a steel cage match next week. Should be fun.
yeah,
We get Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa DIY versus Dylan Miley and Michael Blaze.
good job.
And yeah,
I
it-
I
it-
I
the-
I don't know their names. They were like one was like Muscular Bros Clay and a male version of Alexa Bliss. That's all I had.
my man Michael Blaze kind of was a play on like Michael Hayes because he kind of had like the little Michael Hayes salt and pepper beard and the long hair, or whatever.
Mm,
But they worked some double teams, and then they hit their super kick knee strike finish and get the win. After the match, Dylan Miley, the bigger guy, beat down his partner. Um,
for being worthless.
right. So that was pretty funny. Then we get into an Ember Moon vignette. Basically, she's walking through the empty arena, kind of recapping her loss at Takeover. She's saying that Asuka, would do anything to win. She proved it, and she promises that, she's going to learn from this, and she's going to be the one to dethrone Asuka.
This was cool. I mean, it gave her something to build off of because up until now she's been on the Apollo Crews thing where it's kind of just like I do cool shit and I'm in face. That was pretty much it. But now it's like a story behind it. So
Right. Ruby Riot cuts an inset promo where she talks about she's here in NXT and she's here to win the title. So we get Ruby Riot versus Kimberly Franklin. Ruby Riot hit a couple of clotheslines. Then she hit a drop kick that sent Frankie into the corner. Then she hit a super kick, and then she wound up and she got the win. So Nikki Cross, of course, shows up in the crowd, kind of plays a little distraction at the end. but they don't get physical.
Mm. You like it so far?
It would,
You right?
uh, yeah, she's cool. I mean, she sold me when she did that missile drop kick from the apron to the floor on Nikki Cross at the Takeover in Orlando. I was like, yeah, she's crazy.
Got you.
We get an Authors of Pain vignette, and then we get a video of Peyton Royce and Billy Kay making fun of Aaliyah and Liv Morgan, calling them losers. Um, it looks like Liv like double legs Billy Kay into the ice bath, and she can't get out of the water, and she's struggling, and it was just a hot moment. Then we get the highlight of the evening: Drew McIntyre versus Oni Lorcan.
That was a
Uh,
statement
fan-
match.
Fantastic match, just like Don B said. She's really, really stiff. I mean, there's clothesline, a big boot, a slap spot, a huge Alabama slam, a spot, reverse Alabama slam that was real nasty.
A little bit of both.
Um, right, yeah, there's a back elbow that caught forehead that led to the Claymore, which is the running one-legged drop kick
Mm-hmm.
from Drew McIntyre, and he got the win.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I saw Drew in TNA for a little bit, especially when he was with what's his name? Lashley. Yeah.
mhm.
He look like he cares now. I mean, great. I mean, he cared a little bit when he was with Bobby Lashley, but like now he's like, yo, I'm back in some place that actually worth a damn. So let me like try hard, and plus he worked with somebody good in Oni Larkin, and it's about
yeah,
time for him to get some quality time on NXT because he's pretty good too.
yeah. He's very good. I mean, he can wrestle anybody from legitimate heavyweight to Rich Swan. I mean, and have a really, really, really good match. Um, like you said, very stiff. Only Luckin got busted open. Like I said, from the back elbow from Drew. So yeah, these two guys really put on a great match for an NXT main event, just in a debut match for Drew. A little bit more than a squash match. It was highly competitive. So shouts out to Wendy Lorcan. Then to close out, oh, go ahead.
Oh, no, go, you good?
Then to close out, we get a tribute to Shinsuke Nakamura. He basically one last time for the Full Sail crowd. Basically, thanks the crowd, for being who they were. NXT its own brand and totally different than anything else. And he said the NXT is special. And all of the wrestlers and coaches come out standing ovation on the ramp as he walks back up and, you know, basically hugs everybody. Then at the very end, Finn Balor comes out and congratulates him. And then if you guys look on social media on YouTube, you can find out the video where he actually does like a lap or two with his cell phone, just going around the crowd, just kind of having a moment with the people one last time. So really cool send off for Shinsuke
Yo, this is random. Did you
Nakamura to the
see?
main roster.
My bad.
Huh?
Random. Did you see Hideo Itami? He looked kind of salty, in my opinion.
Yeah. Look on the stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tommy looked real salty. Yes, he did.
Fuck, I'm still
He wasn't clapping as
enthusiastic.
wholeheartedly as everybody else was. Yeah, so this was a really good episode of NXT. I thought the Ember Moon thing was really cool. Like you said, they kind of gave her a character, showed her some range with her. The main event, Drew McIntyre debut, was great. The match was fantastic. I watched because I wanted to see where the blood came from because I didn't see it until he hit him with the Claymore and he spun him around and then he was laying on the mat. I was like, oh man, Wendy Lorcan is leaking. I was like, where'd that come from?
Yeah, I missed it too.
Yeah, it was a lap spot when he Lorcan like hit slap and then like he shot him into the rope and then he stopped short and hit him with a back elbow. And as soon as he hit him with the back elbow, it's like, Yeah, so it's like, whoa, there it is, right there. So that's pretty cool. So um, another good episode of NXT. Looks like we're heading towards another takeover. It's going to be in May, so they're going to only have like 7 weeks in between takeovers right now. So because we don't really have a big event in June, which they're probably missing. It used to be King of the Ring, but since they don't have that anymore, there's kind of, so I guess takeover is going to take over and be the big thing to happen in the springtime now. So looking forward to that. Guess we're going to be headed towards maybe Bobby Roode and Drew McIntyre, I guess, since Nakamura's out of the picture. So
And Tia
should be
Lee
fun.
once again.
Yes, yes.
Or is it the hour?
DD,
What it's called.
oh, you took a nap tonight, so you didn't even check it out, did you?
Nah, I missed it. Missed the whole thing.
Yeah, I know you like to peep in from time to time just to see what they're doing over there.
I do check usually at least for the first 15 minutes just to get a glimpse of what they're doing, but that nap was out of control. So yeah.
Yeah.
Understandable.
Like Iceman King Parsons used to say, it bees that way sometimes once you get a little older. You need those naps.
Yo, it was like I didn't even remember falling asleep, but then again, I was like laying on my couch, and my couch is like so comfy, so comfy.
All right. So at this point, we'll open it up to Mr. Don Victor so he can give his shout outs and thank yous.
Um, yeah. Thanks to y'all. Don, Dee, Sam, Greg. Um, thank y'all for having me on. I was not expecting this at all, and I, you can't tell, I was kind of nervous the whole night, but I got through it, so I'm good. Oh, and I walk less. Sammy's name's a taxi driver. All right, I said it. So I will be posting that meme one more time. So there you go. And everybody in the hashtag, y'all were pretty cool. So I'll catch y'all.
All right. Man, we're glad you could be on. Thank you for joining us and being a big contributor to our hashtags every week.
Thank you.
Miss Didi, your shout outs?
Give a shout out to Don Victor for being here and for having a name that makes me want to say Don Vito, but I'm trying. Victor, like I got it, but it's a thought. Shout out to Sam Gray for being an awesome husband. That's why he's not here tonight. Shout out to Don for being the best producer in the game. Shout out to actually the ladies of the ladies' night Wrasslecast. I was listening to old episodes at work earlier today and yesterday, and I was like, we're funny. And then I was just like looking at like how far XO Seattle Slim has gone with her hate for Seth Rollins, and now she's come all the way around. And I was just like, look at this year. We've done so much. We've come so
If
far.
if she can change, I can change. We can
Right.
change.
We can change. Anybody can change. Like there, and then there was like a discussion of like what's the new good day gonna do next WrestleMania? Because we were like, they're not gonna come out with a new cereal, are they? And then it was like, no, it was ice cream. So it was just like, oh, that was fun to like go all the way back and listen. Like, oh my god, I listened to our first episode. My god, like so it was interesting. So shout out to Classic. Shout out to all my friends who are assisting me in my upgrade of life. Like I'm still where I was before, but with your assistance, hopefully I'll have money and leave so I can go to New Orleans for WrestleMania next year. And I think that's it.
Shout out to Mel.
Oh yeah, Mel always gets shout outs. What the hell am I thinking? Shout out to Mel.
Because Mel always gets a shout out.
Mel always gets shout outs, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh wait, shout out to the Decepticons. Boom. And I'm done.
Right. Well, you stole my opening shout out because my opening shout out was going to be to the Decepticons as well. I got to see them live and in person Tuesday night. They were here in Chapel Hill. Got to meet Gordon and Jerome and Dylan and John and Yo Mike Brown. Those guys are fantastic. Shout
Going
out.
crazy, ain't he?
He's very crazy. He was very salty because we ran into some of the Carolina players on Franklin Street,
Oh.
just on the
Uh-huh.
humble, and we found out he's a really big Duke fan. So yeah, he he wasn't too thrilled about that. But shout out to Cake Ball. Shout out to Leah. I got to meet all of them. They came out and show support. So that's really fun. If they come to your city, please check them out, support them. Great show, great time, lots of laughs. Shout out to Greg. Shout out to Sam. Shout out to Classic. Shout out to Don V for coming on. Like I said earlier, and being a huge part of the success that we have with our hashtags every week. Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrasslecast, Dee Dee, Jupiter Julep, Key Snow Age, Jade, doing Jade type things all over the world.
She's so fancy. She's
She
so
is.
rich. Oh my
She
god.
is.
She's
She is.
goals.
Yeah, she's just where in the world is Jade. I like to play that game. With her Instagram, just kind of look and say, "Oh,
Hmm.
she's on the Ho Chi Minh Trail." Her latest
She's
picture, whatever
everywhere.
the
Ho
hell
Chi
that
Minh
is.
Trail, the waters of Lake Minnetonka, Israel. She
Yeah,
be places. She gets
yeah,
around.
man. So, What's Sleep though, and Seattle Slim, the new Slay, Jordan Renee, Young Littlefoot, just all y'all that rock with us hard and make the WrestleCast what it is, man. Such a great community that we have. I'd like to give a shout out, of course, to Moto, my Cast Strong Style co-host. You guys check us out. We'll have a new show dropping this weekend. We review the Sakura, the main event between Okada and Shibata, the IWGP Championship, in a match that led to Shibata having to have surgery due to a subdural hematoma.
Ooh.
What the hell?
Yes. So check that out underneath the What We're Watching hashtag. You can find that match and find out what caused that subdural hematoma, as will be very evident once you watch the match. So check us out at Caster Strong Style. Use the hashtag. You can find that as well underneath the same monikers that you can find here at the Wrasslecast. That is the Wrasslecast.tumblr.com and www.cspn.us. So Didi, tell them where they can follow you on Twitter before we go.
For me?
Yes, you.
Oh, I'm on Twitter. Yeah. And I'm on
Give them your handle.
Instagram. Yeah, and I'm on Instagram for the same handle. It's DD Janae. It's DEEDEEJONEE. It's very long, yes, I know, but some people don't want to let me have the one that I wanted, and so it ends up being extended. And when you're branding, you want to have the same handle on all your things, and blah blah blah. So yeah, follow me on there. I'm also on the Snappy Chat, same handle. Just come look for me. Don't be a stalker. Like, add me, say hi. Don't say hi on Snapchat. That's weird too. Say hi on the Twitters.
All right. Don V,
Yeah.
how can they find you on Twitter?
Sure. Oh, real quick, shout out to Classic as well. I forgot. My bad. And Twitter at Don_Victor. That's it.
All right. You can follow me at Don Delarente. You can follow the show at the Wrasslecast. And like I said, you can download us and subscribe to us on iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, Stitcher Radio, great podcast app.
Yeah, and you
And
can
so
always
for
leave us a review.
yes,
Yeah.
rate, review on iTunes, leave us comments. I think it's mail .cspn at gmail. I think is the feedback. Just put Wrasslecast in the subject, and you can we'll see direct emails from you guys. So for my guest, Don Victor, and my SmackDown Matters correspondent, Didi Jonay, I'm Don Delarente, and this has been the Wrasslecast, episode 129.